If you're an existing Serif Craft Artist user, then this video will show you how to access all images to create your own Digi Kits using the Digi Kit creator included in the software. Hi, I'm Michelle Jackson-Mogford from MGM Design Studios. I create digital craft collections and I want to show you how easy it is to access all the images. And this will work for any of your crafty downloads, CD-ROMs or your own images. Anything that's a JPEG or a PNG, you'll be able to make a Digi Kit from. I have to say at this point that this is for existing users of the Craft Artist software only, as sadly the software is no longer available to purchase. But if you do have the software and have always wanted to make your own Digi Kits and never quite sure how to do it, then we're going to explore that together. So let's go and have a look at the computer. Once you've launched the Craft Artist software, from the startup screen you want to be picking a blank project, scrap page, 12 by 12, click OK. And then just ignore all your kits in the browser. Just close the browser down because we don't know how to add a collection at this point because we're actually going to create one. And what we do is we go up to the top toolbar here where it says Tools. And in that drop down you're selecting Digi Kit Creator. So click that and then we get the creator up here, which obviously is empty at the moment because we need to add to it. So what we need to do is go down to this bottom corner here where it says Import. Click Import and Add Files, and that will take us to the files on our computer. So wherever you've saved your downloads to or your kits to, this is where they'll be. So we're going to use Fall into Autumn, and this is my collection, and it's a 5 folder collection, so that it's across 5 folders. And what we need to do is find the embellishments. So they're all labelled. So I'm going to click this one open here, and these are all some of the embellishments which are in the collection. You click the first image, and then while you hold the Shift key down, go down to the bottom image and click that one, and it'll select all of them all in one go, and then click Open. And what will happen is that imports all the bitmaps, and you're going to see them pop up in your screen here. And you'll also see them in your toolbox down the side here, which is where you use them from. So I know that there's some more embellishments to bring in. So again, Import, Add Files, and we'll go back to the folders, and the other embellishments are in here. So we click the first one, scroll down, Shift key, click the last one, and it brings them all in one go. And they'll drop in at the bottom of the list. So you'll see them in here, the ones I've just added, and if you go down this box here you'll see them there. Now at this point when you're making Digi Kits, I suggest that you save your kit all the way through. So every time you do a section, save it. Although it takes a bit more time, it just saves frustration later on. So you click Save Digi Kit at the bottom here, and the first thing that's going to happen is this box is going to pop up. Now once we've remedied this, it won't pop up every time, and it says there aren't any layouts, and this is what you see in your preview pane of your Digi Kit browser. So it says Add Layouts Now, which we can't because we don't have any, so we'll click No. You can save it and it would just have a blank preview pane for now, and then you can add it later on, or you can do it right now. So we'll just click Cancel. And I'm going to click Done down the bottom of the Digi Kit Creator box. That's really hard to say. The Digi Kit Creator box. So we'll click Done down here. Now all my collections come with a cover. Depending on who you download from or where you get them, they might not. At this point you could create a cover. You could just do a temporary cover and then change it later on. So you could just bring on elements just so to remind you what's in the collection if you go away and come back to it. But because I've got a cover in my collection, I'll show you how to add that. So you go to the Photos tab, which is going to be empty because this is where we add our own photographs, and we click Add at the bottom. Again, we're going to go back to the downloaded files that I have, and in this one it says Kit Cover. So here's the kit cover here. I just click it and open it, and that's in my Photos tab. I'm going to drag it onto my page here. It comes in at 8 by 8, but we need to make it 12 by 12. So we go over here to Transform, and then in this corner here is your the width and the height, and you just need to link this little chain here. So if you can just see on this side there's the little chain here, and if you click that it will link the two boxes, so it'll just keep it the same aspect ratio. And put 12 in the width, click enter, and it's made it 12 by 12. Then while you're down here, just go to a line and centre it on the page like that. So that's the layout. That will be your preview in your Digi Kit browser. So we go back to Tools and back to Digi Kit Creator, and that takes us back to where we were. So all your stuff's still in there that we've added already, and we're going to go to Layouts this time. And then down the bottom here, where we imported before, it now says Add. So if you click Add, it will generate the layouts in your project that you've got on screen at the moment. So that's the one that we've got on screen at the moment, and click OK, and that's added that in. We've now got a cover, because your first layout will always be the cover of your collection. So if you make your own cover, when you click Add, you just make sure that the one that you've created is selected first, and then it will be the cover for your collection. Now you can go ahead and save your Digi Kit. So save Digi Kit down the bottom. That's going to take you to your computer. Now, your Digi Kits that are in your browser are kept here in My Digi Kit. So if I just open that, you'll see them all in there. If you save your collection to there, it will automatically be in the Craft Artist software. But if you want to save it on an external drive or save it somewhere else, just find somewhere else to save it. So I could send it to my external hard drive, or I can save it in My Pictures. It's wherever you want to save it really, and then I'll show you how to add it into the browser later. So I'm going to keep it in the Autumn Kit section so I know where it is, and then give your collection a name. So we'll just call this Demo, and click Save. And it's going to process. It can take a while, it depends how much information's in there. The bar just goes along, just be patient and wait for it, and eventually it just disappears off the screen, and then you can continue adding to your collection. So that's done now. If we go back, we'll see there's embellishments. Now I know that I've got digi stamps and I've got sentiments in this collection, which I'm going to add to the embellishment section. So again, import down the bottom here and add files, and then we'll look for those other folders. So in here we've got sentiments. Click the first one, down to the bottom, click the last one holding the shift key, open. That will bring all the sentiments in. You'll see that they've all gone in here. Import again, add files, go back, Digistamps, click the first one, click the last one holding the shift key down, open, and that's going to import those bitmaps as well. After it's done this one, I'm going to show you how you then save your Digi Kit again without having loads of different versions of the same kit. So we'll click Save Digi Kit here, and you'll see it's in the folder that we saved it into. You see it there? So you recognise that as an image that you normally have in your Digi Kit browser. If I just click that to put the name in here and click Save, it's going to tell me this already exists. Do I want to replace it? I do, because I've added to it, so I've changed the kit. So just click Yes, and once again the little progress bar will go over and it'll save all the new things in, as well as the things that we'd already got in the collection. So again, this can take a little bit of time. It depends how much information it's processing. And once that green bar's gone all the way to the end, the box disappears, and then you can move on to the next section. So the next section we're going to do is the paper. So we'll do backgrounds and materials. So you click the background section here on this side. Again, travel down to import. I'm just exactly the same way, just looking for those paper files now. So go back to the collection. Oh, they were there. So we're going to pick up the coordinating papers here. Again, you click the first image, go down to the bottom, hold the shift key, click the last and open. And then while we're doing that folder, let's just drop down to the materials section here. This is just how I work, because then I don't forget bits. Import, add files, and exactly the same again. And what will happen is it'll generate the materials at 8 by 8 and the backgrounds are generated at 12 by 12. So it automatically does it for you, which is really cool. So whatever collection you download, you know that the papers will be the right size. So let's go and find the other papers in the collection. So there's a few here. click open, and again do the same with the materials, import, add files, and that's that one. And then I know that in this collection there's one more set of papers, so add files, go back. So it's really easy to just build up your the kits yourself. All the work's done for you by the software. Just takes a little bit of time gathering. And then lastly, we'll do these into materials. Once all your backgrounds and materials are in place, you see them all there. Go down, save your Digi Kit again, click on it, save it, yes, and then let the progress go through once again. Once the green bar's gone all the way to the end, then we can move on to the next section. So the next section we're going to do is we're going to do the letters. We're going to come back to the frames in a second, because there's a little bit more work that you need to do to generate the frames, but we're going to go to the letters. So if the collection you are converting has alphabets in it, then this is how you do it. So click import and add files again, and this time we go and find the alphabet, which is here. And there's only uppercase in this collection, but if it was upper and lowercase, I'll show you how you assign your letters. So this works a little bit differently. You get a keyboard up here, because each of these images has to be assigned a character, basically, to make it work on the keyboard. So if I had upper and lowercase, then I would assign A, and then obviously if it was a lowercase a, it would be that one. You've got all your punctuation along here and your numbers, and then different symbols if they're in your collection as well. Quickest way to do it is you click the letter which is going to assign it. You can go down to the bottom and click OK, but then the more time effective way to do it is to just press your enter key. So I'm literally going across each letter, clicking it, and then pressing the enter key on my keyboard. It's as simple as that. So go all the way through your alphabet to assign your letters, like this, and then this will work at the bottom of the letterbox, so you'll be able to write full words and just insert them. Okay, so they're all in there, and that's all done. So now we're going to go on to the frames. So we open up the frame tab, and if we go down to the bottom where it normally says import, it says create frame this time, and this is because it generates into an intelligent digital frame. It says add files, so we just go to the collection and add the files. Now, even though these frames have been made to work, they're all PNGs, so they do have the centres cut out. When they get generated within the Digi Kit creator, little bits get missed in the frame. I'll show you what I mean in a second. So once the frames are all in there, we're going to click done down the bottom here. And I'm going to just add a page to my workspace like this, and we're going to bring on a frame. I'm going to show you what I mean about missing bits. So we're going to start with this one here, and I'm going to zoom right in so you can see what I'm talking about. So to test it, we want to add a photograph to it. So we go to the Photos tab on the left and click add, and just find a couple of photographs that we can test our frames with. Click open, drag your photograph on, it's going to drop in. So it's already working as intelligent frame as it would normally do in the software. And what I'm going to do now, just to make it obvious what I'm talking about, is I'm just going to draw a coloured box behind. I'm going to put it behind the frame. So just fill this in with a bright colour, and we send this all the way back. And if we zoom in to the corner, so you see it's framed absolutely fine around here. But when you come down to this little section here, look, you can see the bright green behind the image. So this is a hole in your frame, so it hasn't quite generated it properly. And also around the edge of the leaf is a little bit sketchy here, and there's a few gaps here. But it's easy to remedy it, just a couple of extra steps. So I'm going to zoom out now, so you can see what I'm doing on the screen. And what we're going to do is we're just going to get rid of that green box. We'll click on the frame, and at the bottom of the frame it will say select cropped item. So you click that, and that's your photograph, and just delete it out the way. So we're back to the empty frame. We're going to go back to the shape tool at the top here, and we're going to select the rectangle. Now with the left mouse key pressed down, we just draw out the rectangular shape, and we want it to be over, we want it to be over the edge of the frame from the inside, obviously not over the frame on the outside, and then make sure that all this is taken in as well, down to the bottom of the frame here. So you can adjust it. Now wherever this line is where your photograph will go to in the frame, so you don't want it too far away, because obviously you lose more of the edge of your photograph when it's framed. So once you've done that, we go over to the Layers tab here. So we open up the Layers tab, and then in Layer 1, which is what we're working on, do the drop down there, and you'll see your frame in this list. Do the drop down again, and this is how your frame is made up. This polycurve here is what makes the hole in the middle, and we need to replace it with the rectangle we've just drawn. So click on the quick rectangle, hold your left mouse key down and drag that rectangle down and sit it between the frame image and the polycurve. And I know it looks weird on the screen, but do not panic. So you sit in that quick rectangle between the picture of the frame and the polycurve. Click on the red polycurve, click on the red image, and then literally click the delete button on your keyboard. So you've got rid of the polycurve there, and all you need to do is just move that on your page, and that's going to adjust it back to look normal. And I'll show you the difference it's made when we insert the photograph here and we zoom in. You'll now see that those gaps around the pumpkin are actually your photograph. So it's a nice clean image within your photograph. You've got no fuzzy edges. Okay, so we'll zoom back out. Next step, get rid of your photographs from your frame. Click your frame. We need to open up the frame tab on this side, and we need to drag the frame, holding the left mouse key down to the frame tab and drop it. And you'll find it in the bottom of your frame tab now. This is the original image, and you just need to delete that. We need to remove it from there because that's the one that wasn't right. This is the corrected one, okay? So you've got to remember to replace them, otherwise you're going to confuse yourself. So I'm just going to really quickly do it again with this simple rectangle shape, and then I'll show you how to do other shapes as well. So that frame's on. I know that there's bits missing on this one, so I won't go through that whole process again. You pick up the shape tool here, you draw your rectangle out so it's within the frame here. Yep. We go over to the Layers tab on the right and open up the frame, pick up the rectangle, hold it with your left mouse, bring it down, drop it between picture and polycurve, so the picture of the frame and the red polycurve. Click on the red polycurve, delete, and then on the screen just move that frame to make it look normal again. And that one's done now. So again, in the Frames tab on the left, just drag and drop your frame. That's now at the bottom, and remove the original one. So you'll see that there's circular frames in here as well, or even ovals. This works for ovals as well. So if we zoom in, it's exactly the same principle. We go to the shape tool at the top, but this time in the drop down menu, you pick the quick ellipse. Click on it and draw yourself a circle. And if it's not quite circular, don't worry about it. So I'm going to go and just pull these nodules out on the corners until it's inside the frame area. Just push that one up so it's not too far down. So that's inside the framed area there. Just click select to deactivate your shape tool. Again, we're going over to the right to the layers. Open up the frame section, pick up that quick ellipse, drag it down between the frame picture and the red polycurve. Click the red polycurve, delete it, move your frame to look normal, and then drag and drop your frame to the frame tab and delete the original one. And then very quickly there's a heart shaped one here, and that just works exactly the same way, because you can go to your shape tool and find a heart, and you'll always find a shape that will work for whatever frame you're working on. Even the odd shape frames, you'll be able to find a shape, and then you can manipulate it as you need to. So I need to pull out the corners a little bit more, and I need to pull up the height to make sure it's within the framed area. So make sure it's down here within that framed area. It doesn't have to be perfectly in the middle, just as long as it's outside of the inside of the frame and inside of the outside of the frame. That's very confusing, Michelle. Okay, we'll click select to deactivate the shape tool, and once again open your frame on this side, grab the quick heart drawing, bring it down to above the polycurve, click the polycurve, delete it, and there we've got your frame sorted. So you would just drag that across, that's in the bottom, and delete the original. And you would do that for all the frames that you're adding to your collection. Now we can go back to the toolbar, Digi Kit Creator, and if we go down each section that we want, that we've got images for, is full. The frames are done, materials are done, letters are done, and you've got your kit cover. So you'd save your Digi Kit, click it, save, yes, and then just wait for that progress bar to go across. Once it's gone all the way to the end, that's your Digi Kit actually saved and done. And I'm going to show you, if you haven't saved it into the My Documents section on your computer, which means it's automatically gone into your browser, I'll show you how you get to it. So all we do is we click Done to close the Digi Kit Creator, and we actually close the Craft Artist program. And I don't want to save the project because that layout is in my kit now, so I don't need the layout. So we click Now, and then you'll see wherever we've saved it to on your computer, go and find it. So you'll see it here. So this is now a pack file. This now works with the Craft Artist software. And if you double click it, it will ask you, do you want to move the imported Digi Kit file? And if you say yes, it will actually take it away from where I've kept it. And if I say no, it'll leave it there, but it will also transfer it to the software. So I'm going to say no, because this is a way you can keep things on your external hard drives, and so you've got backup so you never lose your kits. Click no, and you say, and it says it's imported successfully. It's as quick as that. Click OK. It's going to launch the software again. So if I just show you with a blank project where it is, whoops, no, like that. And if we look in our Digi Kit browser, the demo kit is there. I'm going to click it, and you'll see all the images are there ready to go. You add your Digi Kit, you click Done, and then you can just craft away to your heart's content. So that is the quickest, easiest way to convert your images, any downloads you've got that you want to use in your Craft Artist software. The quickest way to do it is to create your own Digi Kits with the Digi Kit Creator. So it's that easy to convert your images into a Digi Kit within the Craft Artist software. And once again, I have to say, unfortunately, you need to be an existing user of the software as it's no longer available to purchase. But hopefully, the existing users that have now watched this video, you'll be able to go away and create Digi Kits to your heart's content. Digital craft collections are a really cost-effective way of crafting. It's just an endless resource, and you never run out of your favourite paper or embellishment, and it's always there to hand whenever you want to craft. And with so many printable mediums out there, from t-shirt printing, bags, cottons, canvases, acetate, even shrink plastic, the possibilities are truly endless. If you'd like any of my craft collections, please visit my Etsy shop, which is MJM Design Studios, and the link will be in the description below. And while you're there, please subscribe and click the bell for videos coming up. Thanks very much for stopping by and watching this video. I hope it's been helpful, and I hope you enjoy creating your Digi Kits. And until soon, happy crafting!